Robert Hisee, the UK's #1 unconscious mind therapist. Someone's popping me off again about psychotherapy. Let me tell you about psychotherapy. It's really good for understanding the reasons why, patterns of behaviour and all that sort of jazz. Yeah, they're great at it. You know, criminal psychology, when someone's going to make their next move, I get it. Perfect. Anxiety, depression, phobias, fear, trauma. It's fucking useless. It takes so long if they can even help anyone, and I'll tell you why that is. This is how fucking mental they are. They're absolutely mental, a lot of it's crazy. Let me tell you fucking why I think it's crazy. A woman may have been violently raped, yeah? So she goes to the therapist and she talks to the psychotherapist. And then she goes home the next week, and then she has to come back. Now, you know, and I know, every time we create a memory, our brain doesn't know what we're seeing from our three-dimensional world or what we see inside our mind. It has to have a feeling. Every vision has a feeling. So every time she thinks about it and remembers the images of what happened, she's going to start to cry and bring the trauma back of the experience. And then she'll come back next week and then do the same again. By 3 weeks in, she's absolutely having panic attacks about going to the therapist. She don't want to go, but mum's making her go because, we can't help her, which I understand, and that's good. Parents do the best thing, but then what happens is she turns up walking in there in such a state, crying her heart out. What they do is they drug her up. They don't give her a little bit because she's really in a bad way, maybe even suicidal at this point because they keep fucking talking about it, reliving the experience. And they drug her up, and then she walks in the following week like this, sits down, no emotion, and then they talk about the rape again. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Listen, you can't talk to anyone about trauma until you disassociate them. So I'll give you a little bit about unconscious mind therapy, what we do, right? And you can try this at home. You close your eyes and you think of a bad experience. I want you to visualise that you're sitting in a cinema, right? And in that cinema, on the screen, I want you to see that bad memory, that bad event happen. Then what I want you to do is turn it into black and white and then see it again from the front seat, yeah? Then I want you to sit 5 seats along and I want you to look at yourself looking at the screen in black and white with the event running. And then if you still feel anything, go back 5 seats, looking down at yourself, looking across at yourself, looking at the screen in black and white. And you'll notice as you go back up, if you go from 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, the numbers will start coming down. You go up another 5 seats, look down at yourself, cross at yourself, looking at the screen in black and white. Go up to the fucking projector booth, look down at yourself, cross at yourself, looking at the screen in black and white. And you'll start to notice the feelings remove, we disassociate the emotion. And now we can start work. Because the human mind can only think how you feel. There has never been a human being in 2 million years while experiencing the emotion of sadness who could make a happy thought. If you feel sad, you have to make sad thoughts. If you feel anxious, your brain checks in with the body and you make more correspondent thoughts with that anxiety. So every time you're focusing on the trauma, you're bringing back the trauma of the experience. How the fuck are you going to work anything out when every time you talk about, you see it in that state, the emotional drivers there, you're going to be in bits, and you know what's gone on. You understand it's no good thinking about it. You know you don't want it to ruin your life, but it is. So we have to disassociate the client. And then we can start the work. And like I've had clients before, sometimes they can look at that experience and go, it weren't my fault. There's nothing I could do. Like even that, sounds simple, but to them they couldn't register that because the trauma was too much. They couldn't even think the most basic understanding. We could have all told them a million times. People ain't stupid. People can't think greater than their emotions. If you're fat, and you get a craving for food, you're going to eat emotion. You can be saying, I'm not even hungry, but I'm eating this because the emotions are driving you. You can only think how you feel. So we've got to, there's so many ways of working, but you have to look at the unconscious mind because what you feel is greater than what you think because it governs the ability of where you're allowed to think. So this is why I keep raving about visualization and stuff, because we don't have to go back either. We don't have to go back to a bad place to get out of trauma anymore. What modern science shows you through the reticular activating system, through visualization, all we need to do is visualize our goal, who we want to be, and we do it again, and we do it again. And some days we're going to feel bad and it ain't going to feel true, and we do it again until we create that program, and this network of neurons will start wiring and firing together to make it easier for you to visualize, easier for you to feel comfortable. And when that kicks in, you become an actual different person. So if you don't take my word for it, get onto YouTube and type in the reticular activating system and watch as much as you can. It's really fucking interesting, and you'll see by watching and learn about the reticular activating system what psychotherapists are doing, what is fucking crazy. Keep talking about it for fucking months. You know, what you're doing, you're killing people. And the psychotherapists have to have fucking therapy. Do you know in America, they've got the highest suicide rate? The fucking highest suicide rate. These are the ones that want people in mind. They're all fucking killing themselves because they talk about trauma in the way. It ain't their fault. Listen, they've got good arts and they mean well. That's why they get into it. And they think they know everything because they're brought up academically and everything's judged on a level that this is how it's done and this is what the book says. And people ain't like that. People are different. You might like the colour blue, I might like the colour fucking orange. You know, people are different. You can't judge everyone with the same content, but the processes to thought are the same. The processes to the unconscious mind are the same. You know, when you're thinking of that past experience, you're reliving it in the moment. That happens to all of us. So, you know, when my dad died, if I kept thinking about him now, taking his last breath, he died of cancer, his skin went yellow, his eye was going blind over the last 5-6 hours, see him take his last breath, I'd be fucking crying all the time. I have to take them good memories and put that to one side. I don't care about that. Like, that's him leaving the universe. It's none of my business. How he comes in and how he goes out ain't none of my business. How much I love him and miss him. My business is that he was my dad from the day I was born to the day he got ill. And I focus on that and it makes me smile. So in life, please start to try to focus on goals, creating visualizations. You're all fucking superheroes. You've all got something inside of you more than what most of you are living your life as at the moment, you know. And that's including myself. We've all got so much more in us and we can all do so much more and give so much more. So look out for other people. Sending you all love. Rant over. Now fuck psychotherapy. Back to UMT. Let's get back to helping people. And God bless you all.